say? She got obliterated?
いやよ私はスバルトエリアを攻略した英雄になるの。最後の勝利を見せつけて、これからもみんなのアイドルとして、女神として実験を続けるのよ。ラグナロクパストラルを歌い続けるの。
セブン。
そうだわ。あなたたちが SAO を生き抜いたプレイヤーだというなら、あなたたちを倒せば私はさらなる英雄として高みに登ることができる。最強だってみんなに認めてもらえる。だからキリト君にレイン、もう一度
No matter how many times we fight, I'll beat you.
絶対に勝ってみせ。
Whoa, is she turning into a boss?
キリト君、セブンの様子が何かおかしいよ。
これはなんだ。
私は絶対に負けない。
And everybody didn't believe me when I said 7 would be the final boss.
私は絶対にいつまでも
I think she will redeem herself
止めら
though.
れる存在であり続けるのよ。
Oh my god. Here we go, guys. 7 in the boss form. Psychotic and crazy. Do we even know what this boss is called? Oh, it's just called 7.
を引き継ぎすぎてプレイヤーアバターがデータ型になってしまったのかも。キリト君、
Oh, sugar.
最後の最後までうちのことで迷惑かけて。
俺たちのスバルトエリアのラスボスはこいつってことにさせてもらおう。ちゃんとこのラスボスを倒して報酬を受け取ってやる。
そうだね。これが最後の戦いだね。よ
し、行くぞ。
この程度問題ないわ。
これならどうだ。
Take that.
回復するぜ。てい。これでいい。てい。任せてくれ。てい。
慎重に行くわよ。
てい。回復するぜ。
Where are you? Oh, God. Can't use any. Oh my God. Now I can.
これ無理しちゃダメだよ。ええ、よくなったわ。
これならどうだ。
私が一番。これで行きましょう。
せい。このくらいなら大丈夫だな。
She does do a lot of damage though.
回復 クするぜ。
Oh, it works!
これで決めてやる。まだ余裕だぜ。
頑張って。
これならどうだ。それ
無理しちゃダメだよ。
元気になったよ。
いっぱい壊してあげる。
マナーが切れたのか。これでなんだ。これで決めてやる。
Take that!
失敗したんだ。
She's like psychotic, isn't she?
まだ余裕だぜ。
頑張って。
Right, I'm starting to learn her moves and that now, which is nice, so...
これに決めた。これに決めた。 いっぱい壊してあげる。強力な一撃が来ます。
任せてね。ていてい。私が一番。私が一番。
Right, it's not working now. Done it twice. Third time's the charm.
まだ反撃してくるのか。
でも向こうもそろそろ限界のはず。もう一度みんなで攻撃するわよ。とどめを刺すと。うん、分かった。大丈夫、かすり傷よ。
It's worked now.
これなら楽しくなってきたぜ。
大丈夫？キリト、まだやれそう？残り体力に気をつけてください。
なんだ。
少し油断したかな。アスタ。
やめろ。アスタに手を出すな。このくらいなら
大丈夫？助かったわ。
Ooh, this is definitely a tense fight, guys.
これでいい。
私が一番。大丈夫？
サンキューな。
無理しちゃダメだよ。
サンキューな。
いっぱい壊してあげる。全部吹っ飛んじゃえばいいのに。
これならどうだ。
大丈夫？
元気になったよ。
いけない。下がって。
サンキューな。 すり傷だぜ。
頑張って。
Can't use sword skills at the moment.
これならどうだ。
いっぱい壊してあげる。私が一番。大丈夫、かすり傷よ。
任せてね。
I was in the middle of that then.
回復するぜ。
私が一番。みんなやめて。レイさん、その子をかばう。ごめん、みんな。本当にごめん。もうこの子に戦う力は残っていないよ。今はダダをこねてるだけ。あとは私がきっちり決着をつけるから。セブン、私の言葉聞こえてる？
Snap out of it, Seven. We don't want to finish you
私
off.
にはこんなことをあんたに言う資格はないかもしれない。でもはっきり言わなきゃ伝わらないから。セブン、あんたは自分の置かれている状況に。
Right, my defense down wasn't working all along. It's attack down that's worked. Oh my god, stop following me! I'm trying to do the flying a second here.
このくらいなら大丈夫だ。
Instead, facepalm.
なかなかやるわね。アスタ、
無理はするなよ。
いっぱい壊してあげる。いっぱい壊してあげる。私が一番。これなら食らわない。いけない、下がって。よくなった。いけない、下がって。
元気になったよ。
Almost dead.
わかるよ。私はあんたに傷ついてほしくないの。使命感に燃えて大勢の期待に応えようとして、身を粉にしてあんた自身が壊れていくことがもう私には見てられないの。私はまだ大丈夫。
You are done. Oh, that was a long, tense fight, guys. I'm not going to deny it. Interesting boss. Capable of sealing sword skills.
どうしてなの？どうしてダメなの？
This is really showing her true age here.
みんな私のこと好きだって、応援してくれるって言ったじゃない。
セブン、
どうしてキリト君たちは私の邪魔をするの？ひどいよ、ひどいよ。あんたさ、自分を大人に見せて勝手に正当化しているばかりかと思ったけど、そうやってちゃんと子供みたいに泣けるんじゃ。
Yeah, she is really acting like a child now.
大人たちに囲まれて世間に担がれて話題の的にされて振り回されてるうちに乗った波から降りられなくなってただけなんだよね。ほら、無理しないでお姉さんの胸でお泣き。 しばらく貸してあげるから。
Aww. So cute.
なんだ、俺が心配することなんて何もなかったんじゃないか。
やっぱり姉妹だね。語り合う必要なんて最初からなかったんだね。
うん、そうだね。本当によかった。
ああ、私にも優しいお姉さんがいてく
You've got
れ
a
ればよか
brother!
ったのにな。
おいおい、そりゃないだろ。
まあこれで一件落着ってやつ。この映像を見てるクラスタやシャムロックにはわけわかんないだろうけどね。
実験結果はどうなるのかな。途中からカオス展開になっちゃったよね。高まった感情もしらけちゃってるだろうし、おそらくは失敗じゃないかな。はい、今ちょうど AL 各所の映像をいろいろと見て回ってますが、騒然としてますね。シャムロックの人たち、クラスタの人たち、みんなあっけに取られてます。あらあらゆい、管理者側のカメラ映像を無断で映らん。
Of course she is!
それってナビゲーションピクシーとしては越権行為じゃないの？私としたことが。前に私のことあんなに批判してたのに、ゆいってばひ
どい。でもこれでさ、七色博士の高尚な実験は失敗ってことだよね。私たちのせいでさ。
大丈夫です。実験はきっとすぐにちゃんとした形でやれますよ。あの子ならすぐにまた立ち上がれると思います。私信じてます。
ああ、そうだな。HP がつき、光のかけらとなって消えていくセブンの体。それをいつまでもレインは抱きしめ続けていた。
Aww. Okay, everyone, so this is post commentary, and the reason for that is that over these credits there was a song that was copyrighted with lyrics. It's the same song that I've had to mute in previous videos of the walkthrough. As always, I like to do kind of like a mini review / thoughts and impressions on the credits of any game that I finish. Now, before we get to that, I just want to say, do not panic, guys. There's more content to come in this Let's Play walkthrough. We've still got some trophies to get, which includes the stories, the special missions with the girls. We've also got some extra quests and possibly some other exciting things that I could do if I have time, just to add to this series and kind of do some interesting, unique videos for. But let's get to it. I suppose the main question that everybody's going to ask is, did you enjoy Sword Art Online Lost Song more than Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment? Yes and no, really. It's kind of a complicated question to answer. So I guess what I'm going to start off with is what I preferred in Sword Art Online Lost Song. And let's begin with combat. Combat was definitely better in Sword Art Online Lost Song. It just felt more fluid, it was easier to access my items, easier to pull off sword skills, and I love the fact that you can use magic. It's really cool that you can, learn new skills with each character and structure those characters the way you want within reason, in respect to what skills they can actually learn. But it's still cool that you can still semi-build those characters to your own liking. Of course, the ability to control different characters was an awesome addition to this game. I enjoyed playing as different characters, and hopefully I can still do that in future videos as well. So I'm looking forward to that also. The sword skill animations were a lot nicer, and obviously things like Mother's Rosario and Starburst Stream just looked absolutely amazing and a lot better than Hollow Fragment. I suppose another thing I liked about Lost Song was the fact that you could create your own character. It did feel like an afterthought. I spoke about this in the separate video, character creation demonstration video that I did. It did feel like an afterthought because the options to create your character were so limited. Hopefully with enough pushing from fans, they will either update that or in another game in the future, fingers crossed, make it happen. They will make it more of a prominent feature in the game and have a lot more options. The cutscenes were brilliant. What I mean by cutscenes is the animated CGI cutscenes. They were amazing in the game. Sadly, there wasn't many of those, but that was kind of like Hollow Fragment as well. There wasn't many in that game. The best one in this game, like I said at the time, was the fight between Sumeragi and Kirito. That was just absolutely amazing. It's right up there. It's one of my favourites in this game. Well, it is my favourite in this game, but it's definitely one of my favourites, including Hollow Fragment and this game combined. The Heathcliff battle in Hollow Fragment was another one of my favourites as well. The music was nice in the game, but there were some quiet moments. I did comment on that in my walkthrough, which was a bit of a shame, but I did enjoy the music otherwise. Something that did niggle at me at first, but it did kind of grow on me as the game progressed, was the quality of the characters in, like, event scenes, I guess. You know, the characters where they pop up on screen and you've got the text at the bottom. Sometimes it felt like I guess I would say that the drawings weren't as nice as Hollow Fragment in some cases. The colours felt a little washed out to me compared to Hollow Fragment, but that said, it did grow on me. It wasn't like a major issue, and I wouldn't even consider it an issue now. But I would say that I probably prefer the way the characters look in Hollow Fragment overall, if I had to pick. The environments were really nice. Flight was really cool. Personally, I didn't enjoy flight in combat though, as you may have guessed. I found it a little awkward and clunky, but that's probably just me and my lack of skill with using flight in the game. Maybe I'll get better, I don't know, but flight was something I didn't really enjoy during combat, but I did enjoy it separately, travelling around, collecting materials in the field, and you know, flying around in the environments. That was cool. I did enjoy that. Something that was a bit disappointing in this game was the amount that they recycled the bosses. Obviously, Hollow Fragment had some of this, but to me it felt like it did have more variety in bosses than this game did. Obviously, we had to fight those wyvern dragon things a lot, and the bat wasn't really recycled too much, but the large dragon and the smaller dragons and the big stony guardian monsters seem to be recycled quite a lot in this game. But I will say that enemy variety, like the smaller enemies, they seem to be there seemed to be a larger variety in this game compared to Hollow Fragment. So it was like it was switched round, that there was more boss variety in Hollow Fragment and less in Lost Song, but less mini monsters variety in Lost Song and more in Hollow Fragment. At least in my opinion, that's what it seemed like. Hopefully, fingers crossed, more things open up in the side missions once we've finished off the remaining events in the game. We'll check out the side missions and see if any new, interesting, unique bosses pop up and challenges and things like that. So fingers crossed for that at least. The storyline's been really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's obviously created a lot of conversation in the comments section with you guys, which has been great. If a storyline can do that, then obviously it's a really good storyline. So that was really, really cool. What else to talk about? Graphics. Graphics are quite nice for a PlayStation 3 game. Obviously it's coming out on the PlayStation 4, so I may as well touch on this now before I get bombarded with comments. Are you going to get the PlayStation 4 version of Lost Song? Probably not. And the reason for that is that, bear in mind, you can't transfer everything over. I think you can transfer some levels. Someone commented, all your items, all your equipment, I think levels up to level 200, but you do have to start again from the beginning of the game. For me, that's just not really worth it, because obviously I've completed the story. I don't really have the time to invest to play it all again, because I literally have no spare time. I'm running my YouTube channel and stuff. If there was like a load of new content coming out on it, it might be worth my while, but to be honest, right now, the answer's no. And the other reason is as well, guys, is remember, because I've got the Asian version, the English subtitle version, I'm not going to be able to transfer my save anyway onto the UK copy, because it's different version. So the only way for me to actually get the PlayStation 4 version and transfer my stuff over would be if a Asian version was coming out on the PS4, and obviously it's going to cost a lot of money again to get as well, so that's the other issue. I just don't see the point in it, and I know I'm also going to get asked if I'm going to get Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment on the PS4, and again, the answer is going to be no, simply because it's a similar case again. I got the Asian version, so I'm going to struggle with the save transfer unless I get the Asian PS4 version. Then there's the fact that all the new content is right at the end of the game or in the hollow area, so it's going to take hours and hours and hours to get to that content. And it's just not really worth it to me when I've already covered the game so extensively. So I just don't see the point. I kind of like trailed off a bit there from my review and thoughts, but just when it popped into my head, I had to mention it and answer that question for you guys, because I know some of you would ask me. So what have I covered? I've covered graphics, I've covered music, I've covered combat and stuff, I've covered controlling characters. Like I said, there is more events to do with the trophies of the ladies. So I suppose now I can talk about what I would like to do extra in the game. So I've still got some side missions to do, which I do want to do. I know some people find those boring, but since I'm doing a Let's Play walkthrough, I do want to include those in case anybody gets stuck and they don't know where monsters are located for the side missions. So I think it's worthwhile doing those just to demonstrate that. And plus, in those videos, that's when I find it's the perfect time to switch characters and control different characters in the game and play around with different weapons and skills. So I want to do that. And the other thing I'm thinking about doing is, because there's extra quests popping up, hopefully more pops up as I progress through the remaining events of the game, I can maybe, like, I don't know, I don't want to say take requests, but if you guys want to suggest teams for me to create and take on certain bosses with, then perhaps I will do that. But again, my channel rules are that I don't take requests. It depends on time and if I feel like I'm able to do it and stuff, but I would like to try and do like little challenges for myself like that, where I step out of my comfort zone and control different characters and have a different team set up and go and take on some of the big bosses again. I think that would be cool, so that is something that I'm wondering about doing, just to get some more unique, interesting videos out there of the game, and like I said, online multiplayer episodes as well. If you guys have any more suggestions of what videos I could potentially do on this game before I call it a day, just let me know also in the comments section, and I will of course read the comments and take those into consideration. But remember, at the end of the day, it is my final choice. I don't normally take requests, but I'm always willing to read comments, and if I think it's a good idea, I will go ahead and try that. So marks out of 10 for this game, I would definitely give it like a 9.5 out of 10, which is a very high score. Obviously, I'm biased because I love Sword Art Online, and playing this has made me buy the Blu-ray collection of Sword Art Online, so I'm going to start watching that again. I've also purchased the light novels as well, and I think, how many light novels have I purchased? The four light novels that cover all of Season 1 of Sword Art, and I've also purchased I can't remember what it's called. Is it Sword Art Progressive, where it's from Asuna's perspective and it's kind of like a manga? I've purchased 2 of those as well, but that's it for now. So I'm slowly reading through those, and it's been really, really fun. So it's basically brought back my obsession of Sword Art now, so I'm definitely going to rewatch the anime, because there's been so many instances in the walkthrough where certain things have happened and I've forgotten about it because it's been so long since I've seen the anime, and you guys have been commenting, and it's been amazing because you've been reminding me of things And you know, it's just been so cool, and I've been like, oh, I forgot that, and that's really cool that that's in the game and stuff. So it's basically been making me nerd out, so that's really, really good. So I guess I really didn't answer the question on if I enjoyed this game more than Sword Art Hollow Fragment. If I had to say anything, I would say yes. That's probably going to surprise a lot of people, just because there's been a lot more funny events in, I would say, events-wise, there's been more funny events in Hollow Fragment compared to Lost Song. I know a lot of people have been commenting that as well, saying that the events seem to be lacking in this game. The reason I would say I enjoyed this more is because of all the benefits I've already said, and the fact that it's not as long. Now, I know some of you God, I can't even talk now. It's because I've been waffling on. I know some of you guys will be thinking, well, isn't game length a good thing? Well, when I've done, I must have done over 250 videos, I think it became a bit of a slog for me towards the end, just because it was so long and so much content, that this has just felt fresh and fun all along. There's not been a time where I felt like, oh, this feels like a bit of a grind now. Which has been good, because there were times, I will admit, with Hollow Fragment that it did feel like that, and I suppose it is because it was a Let's Play that was over 250 videos long when it was all said and done, and there's still stuff that I've not actually done on it, so that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy Hollow Fragment. You guys know I enjoyed it. It's just that because it was so long, it felt like, oh, how long have I been doing this Let's Play? I think it was over 6 months, over half a year that I was doing it. So yeah, it was a long Let's Play. So that's why as well that I feel like this game was better, with all the things I mentioned, the combat, the fact that you can control other players, story and stuff. You know, it was really great, because it was, you know, obviously there was things included in it that was in the anime, like Yuki's story, with some alterations and stuff like that, but then we had the new characters of Seven and Rain and Sumeragi, so that was really, really fun. And with Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment, it was mostly content we knew about. Obviously there were special events that were unique as well, but mainly it followed the story with some slight alterations. There was Philia's story, which I loved in Hollow Fragment, of course, but yeah. I would say if I had to pick out of the two, Sword Art Online Lost Song, just because it feels more polished in most ways compared to Hollow Fragment did. But yeah, I enjoyed them both, really. I'm so glad that I ended up buying them both. I said this to begin with when I first got Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment. I know I'm waffling on. If you guys are still listening, then here's a cyber cookie, because you've really done well. I know sometimes I waffle on, but I feel like a lot in my commentary I don't get to fully explain things a lot of the time, because I'm concentrating on the game. So I like to do this little bit at the end and just express everything that's been bottling up. So this is why I end up waffling on. So yeah, guys, the thing I was going to say before I trailed off on a different subject again was that when I first saw the trailer and screenshots for Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment, that was when I decided to watch the anime. I hadn't watched it, and a lot of people seemed shocked by that, and the reason I hadn't watched it was because I had so many animes piling up on my to-watch list, and I was also on kind of a break from anime, because I'd watched so much of it that I kind of got a bit tired of anime and wanted to watch other, different things like TV series and that. So I had a break from anime, and then as soon as I saw this game, I was like, no, I have to see the anime first and then get an idea of what the game's going to be about. And yeah, the anime was obviously amazing, because here we are now. I'm a big fan of Sword Art Online now, and yeah, bought the light novels, as I said before. So yeah, that's good. That's ended up creating a fan of Sword Art Online. So I guess I'll stop this little review, thoughts and impressions here. So 9.5 out of 10, and yes, I prefer Lost Song to Hollow Fragment. So let me know your thoughts and impressions down below in the comments section, guys. Let me know if you watched all of this to the end and listened to all of this. Fair play if you did, you're very dedicated. Team GGK, cyber high five. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Remember, more episodes to come, finishing off the girls' missions, and possibly other quests if I have time. Don't forget to let me know down below what you guys would like to see, and of course I will read those comments and perhaps incorporate them in future videos. So, take it easy, guys.